That's right. We're going to be hanging upside down in just a bit. Welcome, everybody. You know, this is a product that's amazing. I own my first Teeter Inversion table. I think it was 98 or 99, right when Roger was just about starting Roger Teeter many, many years ago when we introduced this product. It has changed so many people's lives. You know, I always ask everybody when we start our show, how are you tired of feeling bad? And you know what I'm talking about. People that have back issues, it lingers and it ruins your entire life. It really can. Well, what makes this product so special, first of all, it's FDA cleared. If you suffer from any of the following conditions or you deal with back pain, I've got an L5 herniated disc that I got years and years ago when I was playing football. Kind of bothered me throughout my life. Sciatica, I've dealt with that as well. Spinal degenerative joint disease. If any of these sound familiar to you, spinal curvature due to tight muscles or muscle tension, I encourage you to watch and hang with us for the next hour, because I'm telling you, the information that you're gonna gather and the product you have an opportunity to get is gonna change your life. Herniated disc, there's me. If you have degenerative disc disease, spinal stenosis, what we call facet syndrome, muscle spasms, any of that, all FDA cleared. We're gonna put our testimonial line up, and we would love to hear from you, because this product has changed so many people's lives, and I always find people love to talk about it. In fact, my original Teeter table I had for 9 years, and I was doing well, feeling better. My neighbor across the street, he was having a really rough time, so I actually let him have it, and he never gave it back to me, the punk. So anyway, but I have the brand new one, and I absolutely love it. So let's talk about value. Now, I know there's one out there, an infomercial. That's the very base model. Doesn't have any of the upgrades like we have here. All the compression nodes and all the extra features, the easy tether, all that stuff. It's $449 just for that. And we are also throwing in the back cushion. Now, the better back cushion is a $50 value. This is not some little, they throw on deal extra. This is an amazing cushion that transforms the table. That's $50. The total value is $499. If you buy it with us today, and we're gonna put it on FlexPay, it's only $349.95. That's $150 off. It's free shipping, and this is not free to ship. It's very expensive, in fact, to ship, because it's a substantial piece of equipment, something you're gonna be hanging upside down on. You wanna make sure that, and you don't have to hang upside down. We'll talk to that in a sec. It's also on 6Flex, $58.33. Everything you need to realistically, and when I talk about, there's a lot of things we sell here at HSN, most of which will enhance your life, but they won't change your entire life. This product actually can. And the lovely Riley Teeter is here, Roger's daughter, who this product's been on, was the longest running kind of fitness / health product we've ever had here at almost 20 years?
Almost 21. Well, we had our 20th anniversary in January, so we're in our 21st year.
And you know from being in this business too, on both sides, that never happens. That is very rare. And the reason that happens is obviously what the product does and the quality of the product. Anyway, welcome. Matt's here too. Matt's our friend. Matt's gonna be hanging. You can't have an inversion table without Matt. Matt's gonna show you how cool it is. But Riley, honestly, this product has changed a lot of people's lives.
It has. I mean, while we're talking, I encourage you to go online, because there's hundreds. I mean, I think there's like 500 different reviews.
Every time we have it out, no matter what model or no matter what it is, it becomes a customer pick. In fact, the last time I checked, 176 out of the over 200 reviews, 176 are perfect 5 stars. That's because it really works.
It's meeting the promise. I mean, when we say what we say it's going to do, it does for you. So that's a pretty big deal.
Right. So when you get it, it's exciting when you get it. It takes a little bit. You just pop it together, and it's very simple and easy.
It's mostly assembled for you.
It's mostly assembled for you. You'll be very amazed at how sturdy and how it's built. UL listed. It's the top of the line. Please don't go to a workout store and buy an inversion table just because you want to invert. This is the one that you really want to get.
Yes, this is UL listed. So this is medical grade quality. It meets a 400% safety factor. We are absolutely the only brand that meets UL and has FDA medical clearance. So this truly is the longest running, the best, the original. So if you're thinking about it, this is the only one.
This is it, and it all comes down to one thing, which is basically decompression, right? That's what this is all about. You know, we live on a planet with gravity, as you all know, so it's so funny because I remember my grandmother, and I'd be like, gosh, I never remember Grandma being so small. and my mom and my dad would be like, well, over time, honey, we really do get shorter, and that's because of compression, right?
Yes, the discs in your back, they're like sponges, and as we live our lives, they squeeze, they dehydrate. Sometimes they do that faster than they're supposed to, and that's when you get degenerative disc disease. And you know, I think what's interesting as we watch that animation, you could see all the different ways the product is actually impacting your back. There's no other product that is gonna target back pain in the 4 unique ways that this does. First of all, it stretches and relaxes muscles. That's an easy one. There's, you know, that's something you can get somewhere else. You could go get a massage.
Sure.
So that's one. It does the masseuse. It realigns the spine. So when you take the weight off and you use your body weight instead to stretch your body, it elongates the spine, and those misalignments you've picked up during the day, they naturally fall back into place. So if a misalignment is causing you pain, we're gonna deal with that. The other one is if you have a pinched nerve, that pressure that's coming down, we're gonna relieve the pressure and relieve the pain. Because let me just grab Spiny here, because it's easier to show when you have a little demo here. Each of these discs control the space for the nerve roots to exit, right? So all the communication that happens in the body comes from the brain, down the spinal cord, comes out of these nerve roots. And when the disc gets thin, the space for the nerve root is not big enough, and it gets pinched, and that's when you have sciatica. And what we do is, again, with the pressure off, that disc is able to get to its full height capacity, and it literally relieves the pressure off. So you're not covering up the symptom, you're not just stopping yourself from hearing the screaming pain, you are literally taking the pressure off and giving real, natural relief.
And what's amazing about it too is it's pretty much instantaneous. You know, I love to say this is a non-medicinal way to try to get the temporary relief of back pain. And I don't know about you, but I remember when I would go through the spasms and everything from this disc, it was the worst thing ever because it would last for a few days, and there was no way other than having to ingest something or take something. There was no way to get any kind of relief. And first of all, and then plus that could take an hour, 2 hours for anything to take effect. Whereas this, you get in it, you immediately, it's like somebody, you know when you get a good stretch, like than anything else? Like even if you do that, and you're like, oh, it feels loose. That's exactly what it is.
Well, I mean, I think it's intuitive. A lot of people, I mean, when you have back pain, you see them going around like this, and they're literally trying to take the weight off of their back, but it's impossible because by medical study, you have to pull 60% of your body weight to fully decompress the disc. You cannot feasibly do that. You can't even do it by hanging from a bar. You don't have enough weight to decompress the lower lumbar. You have to go upside down. You need to use the weight of your entire torso. And when that happens, it really just takes 3 to 5 minutes for the disc to rehydrate, for the disc to decompress. And that's why you only needed a few minutes. I mean, you could stay on the product longer, of course, and a lot of people do because it's very relaxing. But the truth is, to get the benefits, it's really no more time than it takes to brush your teeth.
Which is amazing, and it's worth it, trust me. And you need to try it. This is one of those products that if you're on the fence about, listen, you have nothing to lose, try it for 30 days, get it home. When you first start inverting, you don't go all the way upside down. We'll show you that. Riley will show you that in a sec. We're gonna listen to a doctor first to talk about it a little bit. But honestly, try it. Just if you are suffering, there's no reason for that. So give it a shot and try it. We're gonna listen to Dr. Steedman. We've got a quick testimonial, then we're gonna come back and Riley's gonna show you how simple it is to use. Take a listen.
I have bouts of lower back pain in the decade or so since I've started using the Teeter on a daily basis. It's been very helpful. And I'm just grateful for the amount of time involved and for the cost of the device. It's a no-brainer. It's priceless. I'm an orthopedic surgeon specializing in the treatment of bone and joint disorders. The shock-absorbing function of the discs is important in the overall function of the spine. The spine is a very complex structure. I would recommend the Teeter to a broad spectrum of people, Regular use of the Teeter inversion table takes temporary stress off of the intervertebral discs by creating traction and negative pressure, and gives them the opportunity to rehydrate. Teeter can also be used to strengthen one's core with inverted crunches. Using the Teeter a few to several minutes every day or every other day can help temporary relief of lower back pain.
I was just telling Riley, my neighbor Kurt that used to get on he'd see me hanging upside down in my garage. I had a workout area there, and he'd be like, "What are you doing there, man?" And he tried it one time. Every freaking day, he would be at my door. Sometimes I'd come home, the garage was open, he'd already be hanging.
Wow.
And I'd be like, "Oh, wait."
I'd give him the table too. Here
Oh
you
my
go.
gosh. Well, he had earned it, and I knew I was going to wind up getting a new one. I was moving. I was like, I don't want to move it. I'll just let him have it. I'll get a new one wherever I go. Anyway, really quickly, because Riley's going to break down how it comes to you, how to get on and all that stuff. This is the place to buy it, okay? We have the upgraded version, not like the one that you see on infomercial. This is the best deal anywhere that you're gonna find. And we throw in the back cushion, the cushioning thing, which I love. My original one didn't have that. This is awesome. It still gives you great support, but it softens it just a little bit, enough to be more comfortable in addition to the nodes. But our price is $150 off what you would have to pay for this if you got everything else sort of piecemeal. And it's free shipping and handling, and you can get it home for $58. I've never done it on 6 flex. It's always been 5 flex, so that's an extra flex to stretch out the payment of only $58.33. They are half gone. So if you're waking up with us on this Monday morning and you're saying, boy, you know, I would have loved to go and hang out with the kids this weekend or the grandkids, but that back was just too much for me to handle. I look at your dad, and your dad is 80?
He's going to be 80 this year.
That's insane. And you should see him. He's crazy, crazy. You will see him later on.
Yeah.
This is the last show of the visit, so this will be your chance. But anyway, so we get it home.
Right.
How do we use it?
So first of all, it comes to you mostly assembled. So this entire ankle system completely assembled. You don't have to put a single screw bolt. No.
Yeah. Okay.
The A-frame completely assembled. The spreader arms, everything is on the product. You just pop it open. The bed is completely assembled. All you have to do is put on the spreader or put on the roller hinges here. They just click into place, and then the handles. It takes longer to get it out of the box than it does truly to put all the pieces together.
Okay.
And then it has a DVD that will walk you through everything if you need it. Otherwise, there's a laminated owner's manual on the side that's also a guide. Very easy, because just in case, we also put a label here to tell you what to do. Set the height, set the angle, lock the ankles. So you just slide it to your height. It's in inches and centimeters. So there we go. Set the angle. Now, this is an upgrade. This isn't on our typical table. And this is an easy angle guide. So it shows you the beginning, intermediate, and advanced levels. You just set it on the back, and that's gonna, whatever you pick, that's where the table's gonna stop you.
And it stops it, right?
Yeah,
it stops
so you're
it.
never gonna go back further.
Well, a lot of people are like, they wanna ease into it,
Yeah.
and then they become very addicted to it, because once you start feeling the weight off your spine, you're like, oh, that's what it feels like to be in outer space. That's really cool.
Well,
I don't
it's so
weigh
relaxing.
anything.
Yeah, I mean,
Right?
like, it's completely relaxing.
Okay.
And then you step in, and so this is a $100 upgrade right here. And this is a really,
Never seen that.
I know.
The last time I presented this with your dad, we still were bending over and we were locking
all the way
wheels
down,
in.
all the way down. And that's what the infomercial model still has, is you have to go all the way down to the ankles.
So if you have a back issue, that in itself might make it hard to do it.
This product actually was designed for our chiropractors and medical offices, and we kept it exclusively to the clinical market. And we just opened it up and brought it to HSN, because it really is pretty fantastic, but it is expensive to make. So this also, provides micro adjustment. So you're getting the perfect fit for you.
That's brilliant.
And that's really about comfort, right?
Yeah, because sometimes with the other one, I had to clank it on my ankles,
Yeah,
and it would be a little harder to get it off sometimes. So there's a push button on top, and that locks. It's sort of a ratcheting system.
Right.
Okay.
And I want to show you, because these are actually patented ankle supports, and you can see they wrap pretty much all the way around, and that ensures that your ankles stay comfortable. And then they're a squishy foam, so it really feels pretty good.
Well, yeah, you don't feel any pain around your ankles. And this is an area where all your weight is being supported by your feet and your ankles right there. So you want something that's soft, yet still at the same time very, very strong. And I will tell you, and I'll reference it one more time, if it's not a Teeter table, I don't recommend you get on it. I would only feel comfortable. I'm a big guy. I mean, you're tiny. I'm a big guy, weigh over 230 pounds. I don't want to hang upside down unless it's on a teeter.
Yeah, we actually had a call earlier from a guy named Jim who was saying that his friend got a different inversion table, and he has ours. He's actually he's 20 years, different models.
Yeah.
And he said, he went over to his friend's house. He's like, I got an inversion table. You got to come check it out.
Yeah.
And he got over there, and it was a different model. It was a different brand. And he's like, I wouldn't get on it. It was rickety. It was moving.
No way, man.
So,
no way. When you get on this thing, like I said, and I'm a big guy, you feel like it's nailed into the ground. You really do.
It's very sturdy because it's medical grade quality, and it's the only brand that has that UL medical grade certification.
If you look at the steel and you look at how heavy gauge it is, that's why when we ship it for free, honestly, it's costing us some money to ship this out. It's not a lightweight, flimsy piece of equipment.
No.
It's like when I buy gym equipment, I spend more money on the good stuff because I know that's going to fall apart if you buy cheap.
Right.
You don't want anything to fall apart while you're upside down.
No. And I mean, when you take the steel, if you cut it and look at the
heavy.
It's heavy compared to anything else on the market. So couple other upgrades that are exclusive here is the traction handles. These allow you to reach up and you push your hands on it, and it allows you to decompress your back as if you were in full inversion, but you're at a much shallower angle. So if you are really looking for the full decompressive benefits of inversion, but you're a little worried about going fully upside down, this is a great upgrade for you. This is a $27 upgrade that we're including today, as well as the large over easy handle. So these allow you to walk yourself into the inverted and upright position, but really, you should be able to do this just by the weight of your arms, because what we did is we set this at your height, so half your body weight's on one side of the pivot point and half your body weight's on the other, so it's simply the weight of your arms. And you can see that I'm in complete control. You're never gonna be concerned that you won't be able to return upright because it is completely responsive. And that's something that we spent a long time engineering, that the control of the product would be perfect, no matter who the user is. So those are all the features. I do want to show you that the benefits begin at just a shallow angle. So you might see Matt, who's over there inverting, and he's going to full inversion, but you never have to go all the way upside down. You can go to just a very gentle angle, and again, you can set that tether strap to the angle that you want to go to, and you'll never go further. But the greater the angle, the greater the stretch. The more I rotate, the more we're using my body weight as a counterbalance. It's pulling and actually opening up all the weight-bearing joints, and that's really where you're getting the relief.
And you feel it instantly. You know, it's amazing. But you know, it's like a lot of people, they love their lazy boy chair or whatever, because it kind of puts them in sort of a, it takes away the gravity a little bit for them.
Right.
It's like, you know, my beach chair, got one of those anti-gravity beach chairs. It's the most comfortable thing you'll ever be on the beach with in your life. If I can't, I wish I'd bring that to the beach. But that's what it is. You feel that, like the weight of the world comes off you as soon as you get off your feet and you start to lean back, and you're in total control. You use your arms, and I'll show you that. I'll get on it in a few minutes, and I'll show you how, whether you're, you know, whether you're smaller or you're larger, you can do it. It's up to 300 pounds. So folks that are in there, you know, 280, 290, and you're thinking, I can't use this machine, you can use it. That's what the UL listing backs you up with its construction and the fact that it's so durable. We have a study that we're going to talk about, right?
Yeah, and you almost led into it perfectly about the lazy boy, because so many of us think when we sit down, we're offloading a lot of pressure, but you're not. And that is shown by this Knockinson animation.
Chair, right?
Yeah.
Even in a chair.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. So in this study, a number of volunteers permitted a pressure sensor to be surgically implanted in their third lumbar disc, and they set a baseline of 100% pressure in the standing position, and then they compared other body positions to it. So we all know that bending over is harder on our backs than standing, and they're going to show that. And that's why, you know, they talk about if you sneeze and you bend over, you can throw your back out. Sure. It's just really tough on the spine. But I think the surprise for people is the pressure increases in the spine when you sit down. You feel like you're taking a load off, and that's because the muscles relax, but the pressure in the spine increases. And this is actually in poor posture. So if you've got rounded shoulders, that's us at the computer, right? That's us
all day,
on
right?
our phones.
Yeah.
But the big surprise is that when we go to bed at night, we still have about 25% standing body. Yeah.
Isn't it? Yeah.
It's not the weight of your body, it's the construction of the spine. There's actually hundreds of muscles and ligaments that encase the spine. That's important. You got to hold it all together. But it does provide a background compression. And this is the big key. The study said that you have to pull about 60% of your body weight to decompress the spine. And that really takes a lot. That's about your entire torso.
Right.
And that's what's so interesting about what we're doing is it's progressive decompression. You're taking the same body weight that is compressing the disc and squeezing the moisture out and causing the pinched nerve and the pain, and you're using it to decompress. So your neck is getting the perfect stretch for it because it's the weight of your head. Your lumbar is getting the perfect stretch for it because it's the whole.
Think of your body almost like an accordion, An accordion opens and closes, right? And it's air in there that creates that pressure to go back. In your body, it's your spine, and then we talk about what's in between, all those little joints and all that tissue, that soft tissue that's in there. That's the stuff that over time starts to degenerate, and that's where you get those issues. That's why we're like, getting old sucks. It's like, yeah, but that's because, that's what happens to your body.
Yeah.
But there are ways to be able to counteract that, and this is one of the ways. It's like the reverse of what you do when you age, which is you kind of, the world, the planet's pushing you down to the ground.
Yeah, but we know that. I mean, we know that there's things that we can do to kind of keep that youthful look or function because we're doing them. We're brushing our teeth. That keeps the strength of your teeth longer.
Yeah.
We're doing all sorts of things. This is something that you do for your spine. This is maintaining the health and the longevity of it because, yes, we talk about back pain. We talk about those 10 conditions that the FDA has indicated this product for, from sciatica to herniated disc, but it's not just about dealing with the back pain once it's occurred. It's about being proactive. This is really a maintenance program because your discs are taking a beating throughout your life. Whether you're sitting too much or you've played sports or whatever the case is, 80% of Americans at some point will experience back pain, and it is debilitating. And this is something that helps you keep that healthy spine, and that's not just the back pain, but also maintaining flexibility, being able to be active. That's why when we talk about my dad being 80 and the fact that he's in the lake, water skiing, actually physically teaching my boys how to get up out of the water. Yeah, I mean, it's like that's because he has the function and the flexibility in his spine to do all of that.
What's so funny is because I know we have lots of stuff going on in this show. We're almost about halfway through, and this is when everybody gets it. But I was watching the golf tournament over the weekend, a real big one here in Florida, and there's a very famous golfer who's dealt with some back issues, and so it can be athletes. It can be. By the way, that's Roger right there.
Yeah, he's a crazy athlete. I mean, he's doing cycling, those are my boys. Yeah, and I mean, like I said, he taught him how to water ski. He gets in the water with them, and he gets them up on his own skis. And I mean, it's pretty incredible to see my dad in his 80, at 80 doing all these activities.
Got a real life, right?
That's what he says. He's like, it's all about that. That's what matters is being able to do the things that you love. I mean, we give up so much when we're in pain, and it impacts the entire family. And that's why there's actually a testimonial from Teresa that I love, because you see how your own situation creates ripples through your entire family.
We're going to take a listen to that. I want to remind you again, lowest price anywhere for what we're giving you. This is not the same one that you see on infomercial. This is the upgraded model with all the extras. This is the one you want to be on. So grab it while you can. Let's take a listen to Teresa, and then we'll come back with Riley and we'll talk more. And I'll get on it in just a sec. Take a listen.
I have bulging discs in my back. My back pain became a part of normal everyday life. I have to get up and I have to go to work. I have to take care of my son.
Whenever I would ask her if we could go to the park or play a little bit of baseball, she'd always say, "Oh, my back hurts. I can't do it." It made me feel sad for her.
I felt like the oldest lady in the world, which is so unfair to my son, so unfair to me. When I first saw the product on TV, I said, that makes so much sense. It just has to work. The first time I just sat there like, this is great. I knew this is what it was going to feel like. I was waiting for this. It releases the tension in my muscles. It helped me temporarily take that pain away by stretching myself the opposite ways that I don't normally stretch. It's just wonderful. It does so much more than just provide back relief.
I think it's helping her. She's been helping out with my baseball team.
Now it's almost 8, 9 o'clock sometimes. The time just flies by because me and my son are having so much fun. The Teeter was heaven sent for me. It promises you relief, and it definitely provides you with that relief.
It's always so good to listen to people that their lives have been changed by it, you know, and I think about, like, you know, one of my passions, and people know me know, but I love to ski. Skiing is in and of itself a very compressive sport because you're on snow and you're bouncing and you're constantly doing that. And you know, it's because of a product like this that people can continue those activities. Maybe you were talking about golf right before we went to the testimonial. If you're a golfer, there's professional golfers out there, I know, use this product. We have tons of big time athletes out there that use this product, and they go to this one because they know this is the one they can trust. A lot of them are football players that weigh 260,
We're gonna hear from one
270
later,
pounds.
too.
They can't get out a cheap machine. Let's talk about the design of it, because there's a lot of things that make yours special.
Okay, yeah, there's a lot of things. And we haven't talked about the lumbar bridge in the notes. Both of those are included today. And the lumbar bridge happens to be one of my favorite features because it allows you to square your hips. There's no other inversion table out there that can do this. And there, you can see there's slots here. So you pick the slot that works for you.
Depending how tall you are.
Well, yeah, and how much arch you want.
Sure.
But really, my way of doing it is to seat it low. So it's right at the hips down here.
Right.
And as you invert, it kind of grabs your bum here.
Okay.
And it squares your hips. And if you've ever been to a chiropractor, one of the first things they do is check to see if your hips are out of alignment by looking at your leg length. And most of the time they are. Just the way that we're standing. And then it creates a ripple of muscle imbalances from there. You start compensating, one shoulder goes down. And so the first thing in correcting your back is to square the hips. And this does that. It holds them right here, and then as you go inverted, it pulls and stretches over the top of this and increases the decompression in the lower lumbar. So this is a great additional feature that they've included today.
It comes with it, by the way. You don't pay extra. There was a time where it was extra.
$20 extra. We've included it today. You can see on her table there's also the nodes. And the nodes they can fit anywhere in the bed. You just find the spot where you have that knot in your back, you know, the one that you're begging somebody, like, just could you rub right here? You don't have to ask anybody anymore because you can just position the node onto the table, and it'll target that spot and help work out that knot.
Yeah, and if you get that, like, you know, because my disc is L5, so you know it's low and it's down on the right-hand side, so I could adjust this little node to hit that spot, you know, right where you want to put your thumb. You guys know where that spot is, lower back, and that's, as to Riley's point, you know, if your butt's sitting right here, that's that lower back area right there. Some of you may have it mid-back, you could have it up in the shoulders. And while we're talking about this area, really quick, let me just interject that this is that cushion that comes with this, a $50 upgrade, because normally you would just be down to the bare material, and it attaches with the same type of little attachment that the nodes have. And trust me, this is such a wonderful extra to have that the infomercial chair or recliner or incliner doesn't have. So
no, it's a really feature. This actually took quite a while to engineer because we really needed something that wasn't going to stop your body from decompressing, because your body needs to slide down the table. That's why we've never made an upholstered bed, is it can impede the results. And so this one is a smooth microfiber, and it allows your body to slide while still giving you that extra cushioning and comfort. It's pretty cool.
It really is, and it fits perfectly, and it makes it nice and soft, but not at the same time you still feel that support. So we were talking earlier about what happens to us with age, and the longer that you live on this planet of ours, where we have gravity, you know, it takes time. You know, over time, you got to realize, just like anything else, the reason that we are more prone to disease and things like that is that our body, as it gets older, our defense mechanisms weaken. So what are we looking at right here?
Well, we can see that the older gentleman has lost his figure. Part of that is because of the lost height. Your body mass is the same, but you're in a shorter column, so it bulges out in the center. But the really big deal is that loss of height is in the soft tissue. It's in the discs. And those discs control the shock absorption, the flexibility, and they also, like I said, they're controlling the space for the nerve roots. So as they get thinner, your chance of pain goes up. But that's the real big deal. Like, we talk about pain, we talk about targeting that with natural relief with the inversion table, but it's the flexibility that is really key when we're getting older, is the ability to do the things that we love, and that's That's what it's showing right there. When those vertebrae are too close together, you lose mobility.
And it gets, as we said, as you get older, it gets worse and worse and worse. And normally, you know, that's where, you know, you start to hear doctors like, well, I've got something for that, or
Right.
I can, listen, and I'm not poo-pooing that part of the industry. You know, there are certain things that are wonderful, whatever it is, but if I can do it in a natural way,
Well,
that's
and this
what
is
I would rather.
FDA cleared for
Right.
all of that, those 10 conditions. It's
yeah.
the degenerative disc disease, everything that we're talking about.
You'll notice that the people that we show you in our testimonials are not, you know, these are not 18-year-old models. These are real people, people that are getting older, people that are having real issues that want some help. And so again, as I started the program, I'll say the same thing to you. If you're watching this right now and you're wondering, will this work for me? All I can tell you is you got to get it home. And if you're sitting there watching and you're saying, nah, you know what, you need to try it. I have not met a person, people, hosts here, whoever it is,
Right.
people that I've bought it for. I've actually bought it for a couple of people, friends of mine, who have not said, oh my gosh, that's ridiculous. It's
No.
better than I thought it would be.
Well,
So-
they're scared the first time. I'm going to
Well,
say, like, they're like, oh, what
it's
is
still
this?
300
And then you get
it's
them.
$350, and a lot of
Yeah.
people are like, well, it's $350. I'm like, okay, so let me ask you this quick question before we move on. How much you pay on your tires for your car? Okay.
Yeah, how much you pay for a massage? I mean,
My
with the
car
flex pay
tires,
at that
my car
rate.
tires are $450 a piece. Now that's expensive. Your car tires are probably $152. That's $800 on tires for your car, which you drive a couple hours a day, maybe if you go back and forth to work. This is for your body. This is to maintain a comfort level, a lifestyle that maybe you've gotten used to over years. You see Roger playing with his grandkids and out on the lake and rowing a boat, and the guy's 80. Wouldn't you love to be able to have the capacity to do that? To do that, you really have to try to reverse what time does to you. And this is the only product I've seen out there that truly can help to reverse what you know the world does to us over time.
And give
right?
you back your flexibility,
Yeah.
give you back relief. So we have a testimonial from Dr. Tantz that
Okay.
talks a little bit about what happens to your body while you're inverting.
Take a listen.
The discs that sit here are like shock absorbers we have on the car. So when you get up in the morning, you may be 6'1". When you go to bed at night, you're actually about 6'1.5". You lose 1/4 to 1/2 inch of height as these shock absorbers get squeezed and the water comes out of them. Then when you're asleep, they rehydrate. One of the advantages, I think, of Roger's device is that you can do this during the day too and give yourself kind of a break from the constant pressure on your back and on these shock absorbers to allow them to rehydrate by taking all the pressure off and letting them have some freedom. People that get on a standard routine and do it again and again do far better than people that go for 3 weeks of therapy and then re-injure again in a year, go for 3 weeks therapy. A daily routine, which is what Roger's recommending, I think is a very good way of getting your back in great shape so that as we stay vertical for our lives, we don't start breaking down later on.
All right, so you listen to Dr. Tantz there, and you know, I've never seen a better grouping of testimonials too as what Roger has and you have for this product. Everybody stands in line, and we talk about professional athletes, business people, golfers, men, women. It doesn't matter. You know, people that just want to feel good, they want to feel better, and they're tired of an artificial way of doing that. This is the way to do it, and we have. You guys have to understand out there, maybe you already know it if you shop with us for many years, for us to get approval on things, for us to get stuff, you know, especially stuff that you know, makes you feel better, we have to essentially go, you know, like jump up and down, do
Yeah,
flips,
it's a pretty
everything.
strong legal
to
process.
get legal clearance for certain things. But let's talk about what the FDA has cleared this product for.
So the FDA, we've been making inversion tables for 35 years. We've been on HSN for 21 years, but just last year, the FDA decided to give us clearance as a Class 1 medical device. And I think that just speaks to the length and that the product's been in the market and the results that people have had. It was undeniable. So they've now indicated the table for back pain, sciatica, spinal degenerative joint disease, that's osteoarthritis, spinal curvature due to tight muscles, muscle tension, herniated disc, degenerative disc disease, spinal stenosis, facet syndrome, and muscle spasm. And I mean, those are pretty different things going on in your back. Some of them are muscular, some of them are your discs, some of them are impinged nerves. I mean, that's a pretty broad range of conditions.
Yeah.
And that's because how the inversion table impacts your back when you're on it. It is using your body weight. And just, I mean, a general concept, if you have a necklace and you hold one end and you pull on the other, it straightens, right? That's what we're doing with your spine and the inversion table, is we're letting gravity pull on the spine, and it is taking those misalignments. And I want to point out, we saw that Jacobson medical study earlier, and it showed that you're going to bed with 25% standing body pressure, not because of weight, but because of the construction of the spine. And that's why when you pick up a misalignment during the day, like maybe you pick something up incorrectly, or you feel it. You feel it when something goes out and you say, that's gonna hurt tomorrow, right?
Sure.
It like builds up, the muscles start to tighten, and you think, oh, maybe if I go to bed, that's gonna help. No, it's really hard for the body to correct that misalignment. If you instead jumped on your teeter, and that's just 3 to 5 minutes. You only have to be on the product 3 to 5 minutes, and you moved that back into alignment. You know, I mean, you're not gonna go through the tightening up. You're gonna skip all of that because it's the only chance your body's gonna have to correct that misalignment.
Your body goes through all these phases when it knows something is wrong. You ever notice that? It's like, and I know, like, if I've messed up my back, it's like a little electric thing. Right?
It's telling you, don't move, don't move.
And then I sit there and I go, please don't let it, don't blow out completely. And then I have to realistically for the rest of the day kind of go easy.
Right.
But what you want to do is you want to get right on.
And you have to start like making the appointments, don't you? You're like, okay, this is bad, so I've got to, you know, maybe I've got to go get a massage, maybe I got to go to the chiropractor.
All of which you can't do immediately.
No, you've got to wait, and by then it's already starting to tighten up, and you've got a lot longer to go. So if you could just jump on the table when that happens, it's an immediate correction, whether it's gardening that you did or playing golf. And I want you to spend a few minutes and look up inversion and golf, because there's amazing study that talks about not only when golfers have back pain, how that changes their game, but when they lose their flexibility, they lose their stroke. So
your body and your spine go through a lot every time you swing a club. Baseball players, same way. And in fact, you know, like I said, you know how I threw my back out? Believe it or not, and I'll tell you, it's a very quick story. I used to be in the restaurant business years ago, and I was catering a big tennis tournament in Connecticut, and I saw the food inspector coming out, a 50-pound bucket of chicken in front of me. I picked it up and I put it in the cooler. And that was it. And all of a sudden I was like, whoa. And I literally went down. I was in the emergency room.
Oh, Lord.
It was that bad. And I was a young guy. I was 20 years old, but I had hurt it back playing football when I was in high school. And that's all it took. And literally it was 2 weeks of being out.
But that was the moment that it hit you. Like your discs have all these layers. They're kind of like radial tires, and they just layer out, and it's a fissure. Like it starts growing and it's working its way out. And it's just that moment when it just finally blew, but it was working its way up. And that's why getting the table earlier and dealing with that problem before you get to the blowout.
Maintenance.
It's maintenance. It's preventative. You don't, I mean, it's gonna help you if you've already reached that point, but you don't have
I never thought of that. You're right. It was probably everything I had done that day, which was probably twisting, turning, moving, all that.
Your life.
Right. And then it's the proverbial straw that, you know.
Yep, that's it. Let's get you on this
Let's get me on it.
Okay, so.
All right, do I have to tell you how much I weigh?
No.
All right, I'm 6'3" and I'm like 230 something.
Okay, so you just pull the pin and I'm gonna take it all the way to 6'3".
Okay.
Lock it in. I am gonna set the tether strap.
Just in case, so I don't go, flipping around.
And this is, you just double check. So this is where we're gonna take you.
So that's as far as I'll go. We might remove it afterwards though. All right, so.
Let me show you real quick too, and I'm gonna twist this. This is an ankle comfort dial. And this helps make sure that the ankle cups fit at the top of your foot, the base of your ankle. So I lowered it because you have bigger feet than I do. And then if you just lean forward and grab that and show everybody how easy that is. Like you're not bending way over, like because you have the pull pin one. Right. Yes. So you would have had to go all the way down.
I had to pull it out and then lock it in.
Right. And this is a $100 upgrade that we've included today.
Yeah.
I mean, that's this table is normally $449 on its own without the $50 comfort cushion.
So if you watch.
So I'm going to help you because I think we should have gone 1 inch shorter.
That's okay.
There we go.
Oh, man.
Are you okay with the mic packs? I forgot to
Yeah,
pull
no,
the
I moved them.
lumber
I
bridge.
know to move them to the side.
Okay.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
So, I mean, look at how he's controlling the rotation. I'm not rotating the table for him. He
Move
is
my
just
arms
moving his
forward.
arms. And if you move your arms quickly, you will
And you
rotate
can see
quickly. Yeah.
how I can I can bring it all the way up
Yeah.
if I want. And then when I want to go all the way back, I just bring my arms back.
Yeah.
And you could do it as slow or as fast as you want. That's one of the things, you get this very quickly. The learning curve is not
Yeah.
that big. So then you understand how you can control your body weight.
Right.
And you immediately feel, it's hard to explain to people.
Right.
You can almost feel the pain going away.
Yeah, I mean, you feel your spine moving back into alignment. You feel it stretching out. And you know, so I use my inversion table every single night before bed because it is so incredibly relaxing. And you get into bed and like everything, you know, after you get a massage, you're like, okay.
Yeah, it's just
and
how you feel.
That's how you feel.
You're
because
kind of like,
yeah.
well, you're a little tingly. And that's another really, one of the really nice sort of things that comes to this too, is that you get a natural rush of blood to your brain, to your head. It feels really good. It's refreshing.
Well, your brain needs 25% of your oxygen intake, but your heart is working against gravity to bring it up. So it's good for your skin. It flushes the skin, the eyes, the ears, all of those. Your hair feeds everything. Colleen Lopez says it's like a facial.
Yeah.
Every time she goes down.
Oh my gosh.
No, I mean,
well, it's pretty amazing when you get on it too, because like I said, you don't really know what to expect, but when you get on it and you start to lean back, like I said before, you know the feeling when you do get in your favorite chair and you think that it's therapeutic for you, even though you're not removing a lot of the pressure like you are in this. You have to get over that edge. You can't just be level.
Right,
you have to get over that edge and you have to be a little inverted, and I'll show you again where you need to be able to do that. And thank you, darling. And then, see, this is where you have to go. And this is a very safe place to be.
Yeah.
Like you don't feel vulnerable at all.
No.
If you want to go all the way over, you just unhook the strap.
Right.
But this is where you start to achieve results.
well, actually, you're even further. So if somebody wants to, like, you're already getting results at about 20 degrees here.
Right.
So you're getting that oxygen wash, you're starting to get decompression. Of course, the more you rotate, the more decompression your spine feels. But really, you never have to go past the angle of the rear legs. That's kind of the magic angle.
Yeah.
And of course, you know, if you don't want to go any further than this is an upgrade. And Guy, put your hands here, and those are our traction handles, and then straight.
Oh, yeah.
No.
Oh,
these.
here.
And then straighten your arms if you can. There we go. See how you're adding manual decompression? And when you push, you
no wonder you
push.
stay upside down all the time. I'm pretty sure that's why Matt just looks taller
And
every
he's
time I see
using
him,
the
too.
hand grabs too, and this allows you to add traction. I mean, there's all these little features throughout the product because we've really designed it to ensure you get the benefit. So when he grabs this, he can pull his body downward and add a little bit more decompression. And he's also using the floor mat here, and this has all these stretches. So as we're talking about some of these stretches and different things you can do, the mat has an easy guide, 24 stretches and exercises, and they kind of walk you through beginning, like a gentle angle of inversion, all the way to full inversion.
So remember Matt, and Matt is over the mat. Just
Matt is over the mat.
Remember to get the mat, because it does, I love that too, Riley, that it gives you all these little extra things you can do, because you can do a full exercise routine while you're inverted or even while you're there.
Oh yeah, that's
Matt shows us
you don't have to do this, don't worry, but if you want some ripped abs, this will do it, because there is absolutely zero load on the spine, but each sit-up is equivalent to 10 on the ground.
Right, and now he's working his legs and his quads too. So you can get a really, really, really good workout on this. So if you're a fit athlete, and here's the thing too, is you'll find fit athletes buy this too, because even football players, and whether you're a football player, skiers, there are so many people, heck, the Army, who have taken advantage and utilized.
That's actually the stretching guide here comes from the Army, because they did a 6-year evaluation, and they found that the groups that were inverting were less likely to get compression fatigue injuries. And they said stretching and mobilization was a key aspect of mitigating the stress on the joints. So these exercises are key.
There's also a new, there's a Teeter app, which we never had before. This is the first time I've been here since we had the app. Tell everybody what that does for us.
So this is a free app. You just download it. You can do it right now. It's called Teeter Link, and it allows you to, one, set reminders, and it's gonna send you a little ding, invert now, and then you can rate your pain. Yes, I'm feeling pain. My pain's this before I invert. It's this after I invert. This is setting how long you wanna do it. And it's really good because it has a calendar. It's going to show you, yes, I've been doing it 7 days in a row. I'm steadily seeing my overall pain decrease. And, you know, just, I think the reminders are really the key, right? Because it's like anything else, like eating healthy or exercising, it works best when, you're doing it.
Well, and I will tell you this too, is that when you own this inversion table, you're going to use it because it's going to give you relief. And I'm telling you, if it doesn't give you relief, send it back, but it will. Here's the thing too, is that this is not like, well, will it work for me? This is what it'll do. We are all humans on this planet. We all suffer the same sort of debilitatory things over time, where we start to feel like we're getting shorter, we feel crunched. It's gravity. It's nothing we have control of. So everybody that uses this is going to get some sort of the same relief, because you're doing the opposite of what you're doing all day, which is having this body. And as we get heavier, especially those of you that are a little out of shape and have not worked out in a long time, you know, you may not be able to start a full-out workout routine, but you can get on this. If you have the ability to sit in a chair, then you have the ability to get on this. Only remember, a chair does nothing. A chair just takes a little of the weight off your body, but you still have weight pressuring down on your spine. You need to go this way to be able to go that way. And that's what this does, and it does it better than any other machine on the market. It's a reason it's been here for so many years, over 20 years. Do you know how impossible that is to have a product on TV shopping for 20 years?
Yeah.
Nobody does. You're lucky if you get 2 years in a row.
Well, you know,
3.
it's the reviews that have kept us on, the 5-star reviews. People, when we sell one of these, we typically sell like 3 more because people are recommending it.
That's the best way.
Really,
read the reviews, right?
Yeah, I really encourage you, take some time, read the reviews, because you know, what they have to say is more important than what we have to say. That's their experience.
Really, go to hsn.com where you see the stars. Click on the stars, it'll say read reviews, and print and click them up. Review after review. There's over 200 reviews on this, the latest. We've had so many tens of thousands of reviews on the chairs. It's always been a customer pick, but we always put the latest ones up with the new model. That's why we only have a couple hundred. Otherwise, there'd be 38,000.
Well, the old model's there too, which has like 500, but you'll notice it's more expensive, and it doesn't have half these features, because we're doing, just for this show, when we're here, we do a special configuration. 2,723
people have picked it up on this visit. This is the last day to get this. This is the last day to be able to buy this particular configuration with 6 Flex and free shipping and handling. We're gonna put our clock up in just a sec. I think we have about 7 or 8 minutes remaining in the hour. Before we do that, we're gonna listen to Cedric, who's got a great testimonial. As we said, anybody out there can use this. It's not, you know, you're not being asked to join a gym. You're not being asked to do anything. You make this investment, you try it out, it'll work for you. Take a listen, come right back.
Aging is nothing but compression, brought on by the greatest force in our universe, which is gravity. I played 13 years of professional football, and you in mortal combat with opposing people as big and as strong as you are. In the long run, you do a lot of damage to yourself. Not thinking about the consequences of one day being 67 years old and having to deal with the aftermath. The first time that I used the Teeter, the feeling was just of relief, total relief. It was just a whole new world open to me. It has restored the flexibility, and I'm able to walk further. Being able to stand up straight without my back bothering me is a victory. I've always been a dreamer, and everything had been on hold. Getting on the Teeter, instantly, hope came back. I can live again.
So, you know, when you think about professional athletes, there's probably nobody that takes more abuse on their body than anybody that plays on the line in a football uniform in a professional capacity. It's brutal, right? Because you are constantly going against gravity and you're compressing that spine. So that's why we'd like to bring out testimonials of football players, golfers, where, you know, golf is this. It's everything you don't want to do to the spine, which is turn it with pressure, which is what you do. So whatever kind of an athlete you are out there, listen, when this is the first time recently that since I've aired this, that we've been able to talk about FDA clearance, right? Which is so important because they don't give that to like hardly nobody. You got to realize to actually get behind and put that label out there is huge for a product.
Right, and it's so many conditions. I mean, the FDA has indicated us for 10 different conditions, back pain, sciatica, spinal degenerative joint disease, that's osteoarthritis, spinal curvature due to tight muscles, muscle tension, herniated discs, degenerative disc disease, spinal stenosis, Facet syndrome, and muscle spasm. That's huge, diverse, different conditions that this is all indicated for because of the unique way that it interacts with your body, because decompression is able to impact the body in so many different ways. It's stretching, relaxing the muscles. If you have tense muscles, you know how they just impinge your movement, how congested your body feels.
Oh, it's awful.
This does it by stretching it and relaxing your muscles, but also moving the lymphatic fluid that flushes out that waste. It is decompressing. Your discs are able to rehydrate. That gives them the rejuvenation. It gives them the shock absorption, the flexibility, and the space for the nerve roots to exit. It is realigning your spine. Any misalignments that you've picked up throughout the day are gently moved back into place. I mean, these stretches that Matt's doing, they're lengthening the muscles and jiggling. Jiggling isn't even the right word, but you know, it's like moving, and you'll feel it. You will feel the spine moving back into place, and it's pretty incredible, all these different ways, and the relief that you're getting is natural. It's non-invasive. It's real relief. Like when you're not hearing your back scream, it's because that area is getting relief, not just covering up symptoms.
You know, a bad back or a sore back or any of those is one of those things, as you know, when you're growing up, you start to think, now I'm feeling older.
Right.
You really, it makes you feel, when your back is messed up, you start to think, what, am I just getting old? Let me tell you, there are ways, and the truth is you are getting older, but there are ways that you can counteract that, right?
And now, 3 to 5 minutes a day.
You could try to put a Band-Aid on it, which is, we all know what that is, which is, I'll just take something, I'll be fine. What is that? That's artificial. That is nothing. And then you got to wait.
It just keeps getting worse from there.
Right. Yeah. Get on this and try it, okay? We can't emphasize anymore the importance of just trying it. If it looks too good to be true, trust me, it is not. This is something that I mean, you know, let's talk about quality. I had mine for 9 years before I let Kurt take it. He probably still has it because I'm friends with him, but he lives downtown. I guarantee he still uses it. He did move away, but the reason that it lasts so long is because of what you guys put them through to test.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this is designed to last a lifetime. We do pretty intensive testing. We're the only brand that is UL listed, and really that requires a lot of cycle testing, weight testing, and our product, like I said, is the only one that meets all this. We continually test. This is the ankle clamps, make 30,000 cycles. I mean, that's where your security right there. And the medical grade quality is critical. I mean, you're hanging upside down. You need to know that the product's safe and secure. This is all the UL testing that's done. You can see it's very extensive. And then the next thing that we're gonna look at is comparing our product to the other ones out in the market. So these other tables went to UL for testing, and you can see that dotted line on the far right side. That's the minimum safety requirement to get the UL set. It's the minimum. You must, that's the least you can do. Isn't it shocking that all the other competitors failed at about 10%?
Look at all the other crap on the market.
Yeah, and you know
what
what?
it is.
What's interesting is they look similar. Like if you're gonna get online and look at two little pictures, they look really similar. The issue is they used the wrong steel. It might look like the same diameter, but it's actually thinner when you cut it open. Or it's just the quality of it. We use heat-treated high-carbon steel. My dad is actually, he started off in the aircraft industry, and so he understands that fatigue. And I just want to say, when you cycle, just like when you take a wire coat hanger and you bend it back and forth, I mean, it'll hold your winter coat all day long, but then when you bend it, it'll break. That's what's happening as you're cycling. And those other tables, when we showed 10%, they were literally torn metal. The metal rips in half.
And you're not going to be comfortable hanging upside down in something like that.
Oh, and it jiggles and wiggles, and it just is not a good quality feeling. So this is what's happening to your body. The muscles are relaxing as you invert. That's moving lymphatic fluid. The discs are rehydrating, and that's a big key. So when we are living our lives, as Dr. Tance was telling us, we daily are losing height, and that really is the soft tissue of the disc, those sponges squeezing out, and then when we go to bed at night, they will rehydrate, but it takes several hours because of the construction of the spine, holding about 25% pressure in the spine. So that takes several hours. What do you think happens when you invert and you get the pressure to zero? It takes just a few minutes for those discs to hydrate. And that is what we're doing. We're getting a consistent basis. So if you have back problems, so this is what I'd recommend to you. Start off at a gentle angle, and this is just 3 to 5 minutes, but I would like to see you do it a few times a day, because the back is getting an opportunity with the weight off to regenerate, to rejuvenate those discs, and doing that frequently throughout the day is going to help you find longer lengths of relief. And in fact, a chiropractor pointed it out to me like this. She said, you know, a lot of times